Wait.
Are you seeing what episode we're on?
I forgot it. We are on. I believe we are actually on 91.
God, we're not going to have someone famous for 100 if people don't answer my emails.
But yeah, let me check. Last week? Yeah,
Welcome to the 100th episode. Here's Ambrose for the 10th time.
but yeah, last week was the 90th episode, so we are now actually on the countdown to the 100th episode of the AWKWARDCast, and I would say hello and welcome to the 91st episode of the AWKWARDCast.
91st! Learn English!
And the show is still named ANY and Keyframe, Wonder About Random Dribble. And today with us for the first time and on very short notice, so big thank you for that, Rigo Garcia, also known as the guy and the voice and the organizer behind the all them lists for them bronies, Watchpony.com. But yeah, even so, I already kind of gave a little bit of an answer myself. Rigo, for everybody watching who does not know who you are, what you do, and why they should care, who are you, what do you do, and why should people care?
All right, well, I am Watchpony from Watchpony.com. I'm the main writer, the main guy in charge. I make a lot of the lists. I edit all those. And my top 10s are pretty known. A lot of my top 10s people love very much. I get countless comments saying that they prefer my list over Watch Mojo's, which is funny because that's the channel that inspired me to start Watchpony.com. And I feature a lot of guest voice actors such as Keyframe. He or she narrated a top 10 for me.
I was the first guest voice on Watchpony.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes. She was the very first one to guest narrate a top 10. And other than that, if you're into ponies, I have tons about that. If you're into the brony fandom, I have fact videos about your favorite community guests or top 10s of pony projects, animations, music, everything fandom based. And I tend to keep going until this fandom has nothing left to produce.
Rigo, don't forget about your greatest achievement in the entertainment media of being the brony on the show Wipeout.
Oh, yes, of course. Yes, I was the brony on Wipeout. And I don't know, coined term Rainbow Dash-tastic.
Oh, that's
TV,
an achievement.
on national TV.
Oh, boy.
You know, the funny part about that.
Yeah.
Is there a clip for
part
this?
About that is that they told me that.
A wipe out clip with Watchpony.
Hold on, I'm gonna get it.
Excellent. I will put it in the description down below on YouTube later. Ooh,
boy.
Oh, this needs to be shared with the world.
Okay.
But yeah.
Man.
But you've also forgot to mention that you have the secret talent of high-level ventriloquism. So maybe occasionally today during the show you will give a spontaneous live demonstration when we still hear your voice and you suddenly stop moving or you're already doing the next or the last thing. It's very impressive. I got to see this during the prep and it was like, I saw him eating something and he still talked to me and I was like, whoa, that is impressive.
It's in the AWKWARDCast Discord now.
Yeah, it could still be just bad internet, but I'm pretty sure this is a ventriloquism.
But, you know, besides learning ventriloquism and getting made fun of by two has-beens, Rigo,
True story.
What has been going on in your life? Any highlights, any funny stories you would like to spin a tale of for our lovely audience? I'm trying to be louder because apparently this was a problem.
When you were on the phone the last time.
Well...
But then again, you have a headset now.
Is the crowd here chill, aka chill with marijuana, or because there was recently a day in spite of marijuana?
This show is cool with everything as long as you're not like saying "go die" to someone, like. And even then, we have some
Okay.
I live in
chill.
and I live in Berlin.
I live in California, so whatever. Yesterday was 420,
Hey,
so
everybody.
yeah. Besides, yesterday was 420.
But anyway, yes. It was 420. That's the perfect way to start a story. Anyway, not a lot of people know this about me, but I'm actually a working magician. And I was hired from my good friends who work with me from the Los Angeles Haunted Hayride. And they were pulling up this huge 420 event called Kaleidoscope. It's basically a pothead's paradise. They had arcade games with unlimited free play, like full cabinets, pinball machines. Then they had this huge munchy mountain that was 6 feet tall, and it had candy, it had snacks, it had popcorn, and it's a volcano. So every now and then it erupts popcorn from the top. They had a live concert, a live covering Led Zeppelin songs. They played Alice in Wonderland in the background. And I dressed up as the Mad Hatter. I was in charge of doing math throughout the whole events. I was just walking around, being my silly, goofy self, being a hatter. I made my own costume and everything, and it was off the charts. There were so many cool things going on. Like this one time, I was doing a trick for a girl, and she was trying to fool me the whole time. She was like trying to pull 2 cards at once. She was trying to be like, oh, I saw how you did that. And this whole time, she was just giving me such a hard time. And I never wanted to strangle an audience member before. You really made me want to. I didn't. Instead, I decided to do the next thing. I decided to humiliate her in good fun in front of all of her friends. And I did that with this one trick. I had her pick a card. She to everybody in the room. And there was like around 20 people in this room. And then I was like, put it back in the deck. I shuffle it in. I hand her the card. And then I show her this single card. And I was like, was this your card? And she was like, no. Haha, you lose. And I was like, oh, no. Hold out your hand like this. And then I placed the card on top of her hand. And then I put my hand on top of hers. Then she put her hand on top of mine, making like a little sandwich. I was like, we're going to make your card appear. Transform this card into your card. And we just, held it there for a good while. Her hands were cold. It was weird. But anyways, she lifted the top hand. And then I unveiled her. And in her palm was a condom.
Oh!
Yeah, everybody lost it. Everybody was laughing. She the whole time was like, is this? What are you doing? And I was like, I don't know how that got there. I don't know what you were thinking of here. But after everyone was laughing and after she had good fun, I told her, open the condom, please. And she was like, are you serious? And I was like, yes, open it. So she tore the little strip, opened the condom. Inside was her card, folded up into a tiny package, and everyone was amazed. And she had no idea how done. And I was like, yes.
She just got magicked. Wait, you deserve something. Yeah. You get my hold still. There. You get my deal with his glasses. You deserve them. Keyframe is probably hating me right now so much.
When do I not hate you is the first question. Second of all, I've never gotten the deal with it. No, wait, I've gotten them in person. So I guess that counts. Wait, are we spoiling something?
No. I just destroyed my entire layout. Everything is cool.
But yeah, Rigo, any other cool stories, or is that your highlight?
I mean, this was a highlight.
That's a great highlight.
Also,
I don't think you can top that.
One thing I want to point, two things I want to point out. Point one: this place you described doesn't just sound like a paradise for pothead. This just sounds like a great place. Like
this just sounds awesome.
A popcorn volcano. I want to be there, and I'm not high.
There's a mountain of candy and popcorn and magicians with condoms and cards. This sounds amazing.
No, it turned out that it was. But it turned out that it actually.
It happens every year, and oh.
Guest goes first, please.
Oh, I couldn't.
Guest goes first, so you speak.
Okay, perfect. I couldn't hear that, but no, that was just that's just the tip of the iceberg. They have unlimited tater tots for everybody. They had this room that was painted entirely white. All the furniture was white, and there were even people in white suits, and they gave markers to people, and you could on the walls, draw on the floor, draw on the furniture. Everything was white, so everything was literally a canvas, and you could even draw on the people.
Oh,
and you could draw whatever you want, and people drew so many crazy things, and it was insane.
Oh boy, Keyframe froze
one
fancy pose.
Drawn on the chairs. There was even a mannequin there, and oh my goodness, that mannequin looks amazing. I've never seen such artistic dicks before. Like, you'll be amazed to see what people can draw. And next to that was a Play-Doh room, so people drew a lot, played with Play-Doh in there. And then downstairs, there's like these inflatable horses, so you can have an inflatable horse jumping race with all your friends. Oh my gosh! Yeah.
How much is the entry fee?
It's only $35.
Where's this place?
In the Global Theater in downtown LA. This is they did this, and I want to do this event all the time because as a Rome magician, I literally get to play with all the people. I get whenever and they had a mini golf that was inspired by Alice in Wonderland. All of the holes were like themed to different things: a Cheshire Cat hole, a doorknob whole thing, and all the putters were flamingos.
Hey,
Yes.
Max, next year, do you want to be the two sober people at a stoner festival?
Doesn't sound too
Actually,
bad.
a lot of people are so it's because it's the same deal. You know, you don't have to be high to enjoy this stuff. This was super fun. I was sober the whole time. I personally don't smoke weed at all, but I had an absolute blast hanging out with all these people.
I want to go to the stoner party. There's a mountain of candy, flamingo golf clubs.
And I mean, if we get you and maybe Lauren and somebody else stuck in this white room with the markers, you will probably either never leave again, or this entire room will be like literally like some rainbow art piece.
It would look like Rapunzel's room in Tangled with all the drawings.
Yeah, exactly. Or you, especially you and Lauren, turn it in teamwork into just one psychedelic trip, like something from Yellow Submarine.
Yes, yeah, baby.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds great.
But yeah, just to finish this up.
No, I was just telling you that this literally happened just yesterday. So that's why I was so late with all your guys' messaging about the podcast up to this point, was because I was literally setting up and performing yesterday and the night before. And my voice is a little hoarse because I've been shouting all day as a Mad Hatter. I was just using Hatter voice like, I can't even do it. Oh man, my voice is so shot. But anyway, yeah, I barely did that yesterday. It was a crap ton of fun. And now, and by the way, if you guys are actually serious about coming to next year, I'm a staff, and staff has free tickets, so I could actually get you guys in.
Interesting
Indeed. But so Maxie boy, do you have any life highlights?
Yeah, a little bit like having family over in town. We went out today and had a nice brunch on a boat, which is like, this is maybe not just lighting, that my face has a little bit more color than usual. Because when my sister could force my nephews to put on their sunscreen, but I was like, I get so little sun in my life. I need to get everything that I can get.
That sounds like you. I don't know what else to say. That sounds exactly like something you would say and think.
And I reopened my own personal bicycle season today. So
Awesome.
I also tried to murder myself. I will probably not even be able to get out of bed tomorrow because I had those 2 3/4 hour trips on the bike after months of not even looking at it. And in between, I was taking over an entire playground with my nephews, so like with a lot of climbing and shit. And
Have fun at work climbing up the stairs to your office.
I know. Well, tomorrow, Easter Monday is also a national holiday, so I don't need to go back tomorrow. Once again, I will probably not even be able to lift my legs out of bed in the morning, but I mean,
Sorry, I'm just imagining you crawling
Yes.
on the floor to the kitchen to get
like
some food.
then oh my god, do I have any food on floor level? Oh yeah, okay. I just found muesli cereals on floor level. No milk, but at least I will not starve tomorrow.
I'm sorry.
Hey, I have
Food
some
on
cereal
floor
right
level.
here. I got some Honey Nut Cheerios.
But yeah, this was what happened in my week, highlight-wise. Besides that, work as usual, life's good, everything's fine.
You need this. You need this, Max. Here.
Oreos! Lots of
Oreo
them.
time.
You have.
Oreo time! Ooh, that yeah.
Oh my
Oh wait,
god.
no, you're below
Okay.
me. You're below me. All right, ready to catch it. Ready?
Uh-huh.
1, 2, 3. Did you get it?
Good stuff.
See, Rigo, what you lack in internet connectivity, you make up for in charisma. You're like our friend you're like our friend Joey Hollywood, who was on the cast before with the same problem.
But yeah, anything in your life you feel like sharing, or do you want to keep all the BabsCon craziness in for one package next week?
No. I could talk about them now, because there's been 3 days
All
of this
right.
con
Yes,
so far.
please.
Also, yeah, as you can see, I renovated my room, so now it looks like, I'm in San Francisco right now for BabsCon, the Bay Area Brony Convention, which I've been staffing at for 4 years. Next year, I will have been part of the staff for 5 years. Wow. But I've been going to this con for since 2014. So I've been going to this. No, I've been going to this con for either 5 years or 4 years, either way. But yeah, I'm also vending here. Vending and being a staff member is fun. But let me tell you the tale of the first day, because we have to set up Friday morning. Because even though Thursday was pre-reg, there was some event happening before that night, so we couldn't set up in the area. But so Friday morning we're setting up and everything. Everything's cool. I'm waiting for packages to arrive. We'll get back to that later. But we're like halfway through setting up. I go over to Lux and Silver Quill's table just to shoot the shit. And we hear, everybody in both vendor halls must evacuate. Hotel is doing an inspection. You will be let back in 2 hours. Keep in mind, we were an hour away from opening. People still have shit in boxes. And I'm like, what? The stories are intermingled. Some people say it was a circuit breaker problem. Other people said that someone put in a bomb threat, so basically HarmonyCon. So a vendor hall had to be evacuated. Panels.
Don't remind me of
SWATCon.
Yeah, I was like, oh gosh, it was freezing cold. It's excruciatingly long, and oh my god, everybody was so miserable, and everybody was just trying to figure out what was going on. Oh man, SWATCon was
crazy.
Anyway, sorry to interrupt.
But no. Interrupting is fine. We do it all the time. Watch as I tell any story, or during my media, ANY will interrupt me like 15 times.
You're welcome.
I didn't say thank you. But no.
How rude.
But no, we were able to be let back in, and I had to wait a half hour to convince this hotel staff I had packages, even though there were packages right there with my name on them, and I have my ID. And then we had to set all that up. That was crazy. My brain was already fried, and it was not even that. And they shifted the con schedule so we could still have our hours of vending. So instead of it being from like 2 to 7 or something like that, it was 4 to 9 p.m.
Ooh.
No one wants to be at a vendor hall at 9 p.m. I want dinner at night. I would want dinner more than I would want that. And even then, dinner is not something you should eat at 9 p.m. Shouldn't doesn't mean I don't do it, but that's besides the point. But like, then yesterday was just more vending, and yesterday was opening ceremonies, and I performed there, and it was great. I made people laugh. My entire point of me being up on stage at these cons is to insult the audience, like
with the awkward audience.
Yeah, the thing is, the character that is what I've been doing for the past 3 years is a character that was essentially made for me, and they were like, oh yeah, we write lines in the script, but just improv and just insult the audience. That's what you're good at. And I'm like, yeah! So I get to be this really sarcastic, smart ass, and I love it so much. But besides that, it was kind of normal. Honestly, this con, even though there's a lot of stuff going on because I'm staff and vending, outside of that, it's uneventful. Which I'm glad about. Nothing else happened. Though I will say, if you ever go to a convention, Brony, anime, or whatever, and Miss Fiora is the bartender there, you're going to have good drinks. I didn't have a lot of drinks yesterday. I only had, because I'm a staff member, I can't get drunk till like tomorrow.
Dead dog party.
Dead dog party! But like,
No,
don't start a howl.
Ow!
You'll get banned.
Ow!
But,
let's see if I can get the chat to join. Ow!
Oh, one of the staff members has an Italian Greyhound, so there's a little Ceramit at this convention. There's a little Kermit. But this dog is 10 times cuter than Kermit, just saying. So
yes, got the chat to howl.
Oh, of course, Wolfhead is howling. He's the
fucking furries.
Fucking furries.
Says me. Don't look.
Don't look at my shame. But no, she makes fantastic drinks. She had this drink called the Fire Lord Ember that is just like 6 types of liquors, and then she puts an apple in it, like a piece of an apple, and it's fantastic, and it's blue, and it's great. I love it so much. And then like the bottom of the drink is red, and it's so good. I only made a half drink because I didn't want to get drunk yesterday for many reasons. Tomorrow's another story, friends. Tomorrow I'm off duty and I can have fun. I'm allowed one hedonistic day a con.
Next week at AWKWARDCast. Hey, Keyframe.
Oh yeah, that's why I'm saving the stories.
Yeah. Hey, Keyframe. So what happened for the rest of BabsCon? I don't remember. I the last thing I remember is going to Fee and being like, "Hit me up, girl." And everything after that is a blur.
Last thing I remember is Maurice LaMarche and Bill Newton saying, "Hey, you look like you're about to fall over." And then it all went black, and I woke up at home. It's like that John Mulaney bit where he talks about the one thing you can't replace, and he talks about the police coming to an underage drinking party, and he runs out the back, sees a fence, and he's like, that's not a fence, I've never climbed that high before. And then I woke up at home. But yeah, that was my week. But with the week, you watch media. Welcome to media. I think we should have our guests go first.
That sounds like a fair
Not
approach.
just so I
all
can,
right.
not just so
Cool.
I can look up a reference for my media.
That sounds like a good thing.
I'll have to send it to you on Discord because Skype on this
So,
computer
please.
is garbage.
What are we seeing here, Rigo?
Well, one thing I like to do on YouTube is look up animated shorts because I don't know, like animated shorts are starting to become really good on YouTube. And this really good one I found is The Crow, based off a Native American legend of how the crow came to be. And it started out with the story of how the crow used to have an excellent singing voice. He's so beautiful, like one of the most beautiful birds, and also had one of the most beautiful, most colorful feathers. And but he was also a bit of a jerk. He was a bit of a star. He was kind of like, you know, he needed more development for it. And this is a story of how he turned out to be the crow of who he is now. Black, rusty, you know, a bit of a nasty crow call that they have, and how self-sacrifice to help your community goes a long way, and it defines who you truly are. Yeah, and I like stories about that, stories about people who think they have it all. They actually don't have very much self-sacrifice, you know, like Lightning McQueen, sort of story arcs where, you know, basically the guy is a star. He has no idea what the real world is like, and you know, has to learn a few things. You know, I really like those kind of stories. I like those kind of heroes because they just like they provide a different perspective of how like you need to respect other things, and like how you need to sometimes, you know, think of others before you think of yourself. And you know, it's something that a lot of people, you know, should know and appreciate. Not to mention it has like Oprah and John Legend as the Crow. So it was pretty interesting to see that too. Plus the visualization and the animation is just beautiful. I love it.
I'm
I love the
just looking at the giant pile of awards under it.
Yeah, it won awards too. It really did.
Winner.
But yeah, that's what I like about it.
Rain Dance.
Yeah. Who would you recommend this to? Like, who would like it? Who would not like it?
I mean, it's.
To be honest, like these kind of shorts, you know, that are like friendly and at the same time a good message, they expand to like a really big audience. It's kind of like Lucas the Spider. You know, Lucas the Spider is super popular because it is A, child friendly, and B, nice for everybody. I guess just the people who aren't fans of animation, because there are some people who don't like animation for some reason. They like I don't even know what those kind of people are called, because and isn't some specific. It's just a medium to tell a story, you know, because there's tons of very adult animation out there, and there's tons of children animation out there. But if you like animation and you can appreciate, you know, like color chemistry, artistry, and you know, just a good classic story. Plus, it's so cool to have to know like the lore between an animal, you know, and mythology is also really cool. So yeah, like this video could honestly go like a long way. You could show this to a lot of people.
I mean, it's also only 20 minutes long, so even if you do not turn out to be the biggest fan of it or can't stand animation for a long time, you can just watch it, and it's right there on YouTube. Like, here, just official upload on YouTube, so barely any good argument to not just check it out.
Yeah, that's the beauty of short animations too, is that because they're just one thing, you know, after you watch it, there is no next episode. You get the full story right then and there. You get completion, you get beginning, you get the journey, you get a whole arc. And I love those. You know, I love it. And that's why I usually hate it when I'm watching a show and it's not finished yet, aka Star versus the Forces of Evil. I want to see what happens next.
The mid-season finale comes out tonight.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
I can't wait.
What will get more views? Mid-season finale of Star or second episode of the final season Game of Thrones? It's so exciting.
Oh my gosh. I haven't even watched Game of Thrones yet.
Which
I'm still
will
not
be
on that.
bootlegged more.
It's true.
No, literally, my friend is such a big fan of Game of Thrones. He lent me his HBO Go so I could watch it. And I only watched 2 episodes, and I haven't watched any since.
I mean, it's kind of this thing where everybody sees it nowadays because it's this never before so many titties and gore on normal primetime mainstream TV. But beyond that, it's okay, and I dare to say you don't really lose too much by not watching it, except for the ability to talk with people about it.
That's the worst part.
Mm-hmm.
But it's
we'll
over
have
soon, so catching up now is a waste of time.
But yeah, we'll have the link in the description for The Crow down below.
Absolutely.
Max, what's your media?
My media, so apparently you don't want to go with yours.
I'll go last.
So yeah, my media went through a lot of struggle. I mean, with I checked with cinema, and in cinema we currently still have Pet Cemetery, but it's still evening ones, and I had the plans like, oh, this weekend the weather is nice, I want to use my bike, and then so late in the evening going by bike is blah, especially since I still have a broken light that I need to fix one day.
How long have you had that broken?
Shortly before I stopped using bike last winter, so I only had all of winter to fix it. So catch me some slack here. We're only talking months, okay? It's not years yet. But yeah, besides that, during the day hours, the only option I really had was watching Into the Spider-Verse again, which is still a great option, but it's not really giving me a new media. But then I found something in my watch later list, which is pretty goddamn glorious. I really hope that I got this, that this was not on the AWKWARDCast before. Knowing myself, it was on the AWKWARDCast before. But yeah, this beautiful, I believe 1.5 hours monstrosity, which has put far too much effort and quality into it.
You haven't put this on the AWKWARDCast, but I know exactly what this is.
Yes, this is
I know this too.
Yeah, look at the helmet. This is Mario Warfare. Mario, it's like 5 years old or something, so I'm super late to the party. And the insane part is you look at those super cheap mustaches on Mario and Luigi. They are the cheapest things in the entire thing. The rest is like you have actual stunts, like super stunt. They have like 3 stuntmen and coordinators doing this. Look at all the remaining costumes. The more mustaches that look weird, but so much detail and authentic costumes. This is fucking insane. This must literally have cost a few $1,000, and it's free to watch on YouTube. There is too much material in it, and too much time and too much effort. I mean, it's still a YouTube production when you look at the quality, but it's high-end YouTube production. Once again, it has far too much effort put into it.
It needs a sequel with Freddie Wong making the effects. That would just be the best sequel ever.
Yeah. And it takes it at the same time, it pulls so much fun of itself, but it also takes itself far too fucking seriously. It's bloody amazing, and I watched it like just a few days ago for the first time, because it was like, once again, it was over 1.5 hours. This is basically time of an entire movie, and I started, and I only watched the first 2 or 3 minutes back when somebody dropped it for me, and I was like, okay, it looks interesting, far too much effort, okay, and then I dumped it in my watch later list and forgot about it. But I was so here's one thing that is amazing about this. It was originally released in 10 to 12 minute episodes. And to keep the retention of an audience on YouTube for 10-minute pieces means that even so it is a movie and you don't feel the cuts. I mean, if you have in the back of your mind that there have been 10-minute cuts, then you can kind of be like, oh, that's probably where a new episode started. But it flows too well for considering how it actually was produced and originally released. But this means that you don't go for 10 minutes without some shit going down. Because every episode needs to have some epic shit going on, otherwise the people would not be there for the next one. So yeah, you don't go 10 minutes without crazy stunts or some bullshit plot twist or some reference to some crazy stuff, and it's like, the fuck. Once again, it has no right to exist, and this makes it even greater. You remember this super crappy Super Mario Brothers movie from the 90s with Monkey. Yeah, with like they had an actual big name for Cooper and also for Mario, and
Bob Hoskins was Mario and John Leguizamo was Luigi, and they both said that's the biggest regret of their careers.
I mean, and who was Bowser again? Bowser was also
William Dafoe, I think.
No. William Dafoe I would have remembered.
Yeah. Okay, hold on. Mario Brothers movie. We're doing research here.
Oh boy.
Mario Brothers movie from 1993.
Sounds
Bob
right.
Hoskins, Dennis Hopper.
Yeah, I know. Another big name, right? So they have the Super Mario Brothers movie from the night.
Sorry, I just decided to crack.
I mean, they can say hi in the AWKWARDCast. We cannot see
you.
you.
Be on the AWKWARDcast. We're talking about that hour and a half long YouTube Mario Brothers movie.
Yes, and it is.
That's a thing.
Yes, and I'm using your plushie as a tripod.
That's fine. Ari's happy to be
Absolutely.
useful in any way, shape, or form.
But yeah, this movie here, this YouTube shenanigans, stunts galore, bullshitting is a million times better than the actual Hollywood produced 90s movie with probably 10 times the budget, if not 100 times. And just watch this shit. I mean, okay, who should not watch it? I mean, even if all the Nintendo references go over your head, which is kind of sad, I would still...
People who aren't fun.
I guess, yeah.
People who are allergic to funny.
If you don't get a single Nintendo reference because it isn't limited to Mario, you get everything in it. You get Zelda, you get Donkey Kong, you get all the Mario, all of it. But all the Nintendo, I mean. There's no Mega Man in it actually. There might be a reference. I'm not sure if it's supposed to be a Mega Man reference, but there is no Mega Man in it. That's brutal because I loved Mega Man back in the days. Anyways, if you really have no fucking clue about anything Nintendo, though, a lot of the stuff might be going over your head, so you can have still an insane trip of a story left to enjoy, and like fucking stunts. The stunts are like holy mother of stunts. It's like, once again, 3 of the main producers, so the actor for Mario, the Asian guy, and a third character, which I believe you barely see without any masks on his head, are all 3 stuntmen. So they have professional stunt people doing the stunts, and this like. But yeah, link down below. What's Mario Warfare? That was the title. Mario Warfare. Some crazy shit that I enjoyed the hell out of it.
Hour and a half of fun.
Yes.
So essentially, what you're saying is that you do not recommend this for people who wouldn't get the references to Mario and the Mushroom Kingdom and all that. Are you referring to the people that have made the original Mario movie?
Probably. Hey, wait. Let's celebrate.
Hey, look. This film is just proof that fans do a much better job at making movies like this than Hollywood could ever do. You know, that's why fans should be in charge of upcoming Sonic movie and not the guy who made Fast and Furious.
Hey-oh. Solid point. Which is also like, what was it? We had stuff which is so old that actually fans produce it nowadays. Oh yeah, like with Doctor Who. I mean, you can say about how it developed over the last few iterations. as much as you want, but when the Doctor Who returned, it was basically produced by people who grew up as Doctor Who fans, and which made it...
Every long-standing franchise has that. Even the franchises where millennials grew up with it, because the DuckTales reboot is rebooted people who watched the original DuckTales.
Yeah, also great example.
You got even for little kids stuff, because isn't that weird to think Sesame Street's been around for like 60 years, for like 50 or 60 years. So there's like 2 generations of people working on that now. It's like, but anyways.
I guess I clicked the link you sent me.
Yes, it's just a picture. I'm going to talk about an Adult Swim show I've been watching. Mike Tyson Mysteries. Oh my God. So I've been like...
I've heard of it.
Yes, I've been researching celebrity cartoons because you don't see them anymore, do you? Because back in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, there were just a cartoon for every celebrity. There was a Beatles cartoon. There was a Jackson 5 cartoon. There was a cartoon about Muhammad Ali called I Am the Greatest, The Adventures of Muhammad Ali. It is just as bad as you think. And then you got Chuck Norris and Mr. T and Jackie Chan, even though the Jackie Chan one was good. But like...
yeah, it wasn't too bad. I watched this.
Mike Tyson Mysteries is a parody of these things, and like a parody of Hanna-Barbera cartoons and stuff like that. Where Mike Tyson, by the way, this show is executive produced, and Mike Tyson voices himself in the show.
This cannot go bad at all.
Has a mystery team consisting of his adopted Asian daughter, a daughter who was just left on his doorstep in 1998, a ghost of a former wrestler, and a pigeon voiced by Norm Macdonald.
Wait, this pigeon is actually part of the crew?
Yes,
shit.
They're talking animal. The pigeon is voiced by Norm Macdonald, and the story of the pigeon is that and this is from the first episode, it's not any spoiler, he was like an athlete or something, or some guy, and his wife threatened that if he kept cheating on her, she was going to turn him into a pigeon, and she turned him into a pigeon. And they get mysteries from messenger pigeons, but every episode goes off the rails. Like half the time they don't actually solve the mystery because Mike is in another fucking dimension, just like the Mike Tyson in real life. He's in another dimension half the time.
Mike Tyson was the guy in Hangover, wasn't he? Who just came in and punched fat guy.
Yep, that's Mike Tyson. They actually have a joke about that being, of course Mike can act in movies. You ever see The Hangover? Like, no. But no, like he thinks Guantanamo Bay is Epcot. He has a best friend who's a bear. He was wondering why he was getting bug bites once, and he had actually a fish tank full of mosquitoes, like his pet mosquitoes.
Are we talking in the show or real life?
In the show.
Okay, just checking.
But the thing was,
who in real life would have a box full of mosquitoes?
Mike Tyson.
Mike Tyson. But no, he was like, they were like, this is why you're getting bug bites, Mike. And he's like, okay, I'll get rid of them. And then you hear him talking to the mosquitoes and being like, okay, guys, see, my grandmother's visiting, and they don't like mosquitoes, like, because he has the lisp. But like, this show's so funny. It especially when you realize Mike has to approve of all these scripts because he doesn't write the episodes. People write them, and then he's perfectly fine with just being this space case.
I mean, I would be too, but I'm not Mike Tyson.
They actually point out something great. My favorite, first of all, the pigeon is my favorite character. They call him Pigeon. Like, that's just his name. But he is, just look up pigeon compilations on YouTube because they have those. He has the best lines in the show because he's just, he's a perverted, sexually deprived asshole of a pigeon who just says awful shit all the time.
I can already relate to him.
There was this one moment where he was sitting with a teenage boy, and he was like, and the teenage boy was like looking at Mike Tyson's daughter, and he was like, so you're starting to look at girls, huh? Let me ask you jacking off yet? And the kid's not saying anything, and the pigeon's like, if you do, it's weird. Nobody does it except for you. And then he And it comes so much better with Norm Macdonald. People have Norm Macdonald's a character actor. Like, he's done a lot of stuff. If anyone's ever watched Family Guy, I don't know why you are. He voiced Death, but he's voiced other things too. But I don't know what's coming to mind. But he has that perfect deadpan voice for all of that. But like, there's this one, my favorite moment in the entire show that just points out the best thing is that Mike gets mad at the ghost at some point, like just for no reason. But then at the end of the episode, the pigeon is saying to the ghost, who's named Marcus, is, were you scared over there? Of what? The not solving the mystery? No, Mike was going to kill you. I think we forget sometimes that this is Mike Tyson. He could kill us at any time. The show's been going on. It's still going on, which makes me happy because Adult Swim shows, unless you're like Venture Brothers or Rick and Morty or Aqua Teen Hunger Force, usually don't last long. But this one has, and I'm so happy. It has like 3 seasons so far, and I totally recommend people to watch it. Like, you don't have, it's a parody of celebrity cartoons and like those mystery shows from the 60s without being a parody. Like, you can obviously tell what they're parodying, but it doesn't feel like you have to know the product to get that this is a funny show. It's its own entity, and I love it.
It's only from 2014, so this is actually really recent shit. This looks like...
Yes.
So this is like nowadays Mike Tyson doing this kind of bonkers stuff.
Yep, nowadays Mike Tyson, where he's just like... He even says in the show, like, he gave up the fighting and the partying and everything, which he has given up on that stuff in real life, because... he takes this stuff with pride, but the man actually has a lot of problems. But like, which makes me, which is like, but like, but he gives all up to solve mysteries, and it's like, I wouldn't be surprised if Mike Tyson had the ability to have a ghost of a wrestler and a talking pigeon and an Asian daughter that he would go solve mysteries.
Also, I only now realize that Mike and his daughter, oh god, this is far too small.
Wear tracksuits.
Tracksuits with a fat question mark on the suit.
Yep, and that's their mystery symbol.
Oh god, wow. I personally also like this image. Flop.
I love it. Obviously, they know who the 2 best characters are, but the pigeon is the best character. If anyone likes the character, pigeon will become your favorite. Just because, oh my god, the shit they write for him. It's fucked up, and I love it.
Adult Swim, baby.
Oh, yeah. So, like, I think he threatens once that he's going to ejaculate on someone's toothbrush.
Oh, there's a pigeon?
The pigeon.
Oh god.
Oh my god.
He just points out sometimes, being like, "Hey guys, guess what I did? Jerked off," and like, it's just because he just wants to insult everyone. It's
okay.
Great.
I guess we're getting close to the territory who should probably not watch the show.
If you can't stand that kind of like, you don't ever see anything. Like, it's not crude visually, it's dialogue. But like, you can, but like, I totally recommend to anyone in the show who likes that kind of crass sense of humor. If you like South Park, you would like it. If you like any of that kind of pastiche show, if you just want to see Mike Tyson be a space case solving mystery, destroying Mayan temples and shit,
or not solving mysteries,
with a gay ghost and a pigeon voiced by Norm Macdonald, you would like the show. If you don't like those things, you won't like the show.
I have one question. So,
what's your question?
So the Asian daughter. Does Mike Tyson actually have an Asian adopted daughter? And is she voicing this character?
No. He doesn't really have an Asian daughter. But he's actually a really good dad in this show, too, which is, like, wholesome.
So he plays himself, but with a fictional daughter?
Yeah!
And a pigeon.
Yeah. And a pigeon.
But having wacky side characters in a wacky show is one thing, but having like a daughter, a fictional daughter which only exists in a TV show, it's like, okay. And you say it's even a wholesome relationship. It's just like, oh my god, dude, you're trying to make up for shit, aren't you?
It's a crack ship, man. That's what this show is all about. It's literally like someone's crazy crack ship fanfic of like, it's like those MLP crossover meets Godzilla things, you know? Someone literally took Mike Tyson as a character and plopped him in this universe where he has an Asian daughter, a gay ghost, and a talking pigeon.
It's an alternate timeline, okay? That's where we'll go. It's an alternate timeline.
Oh god, this sounds pretty amazing, yes.
Where Mike Tyson took just as many hits to the head, but just went off his life differently. But yeah, that's my media, and I think it's been those once in a blue moon medias where I've actually made a media Max wants to check out for himself.
It's kind of true. It's kind of true. This was pretty amazing.
But now we have question time.
Yes.
What?
Just have to say is that I am not surprised in the slightest, because after seeing Mike Tyson do The Hangover, I was like, okay, Mike Tyson's willing to do anything now. And lo and behold, it's true.
It's true.
But like I said before in the pre-show, our show is going to be a bit shorter today, so we're not going to take every question. I think we can take like 4.
Fair.
Because we tend to go off with questions.
What?
So.
No.
No. What I've seen.
Yeah.
One of those is going to be the marry, screw, and kill. So it's technically going to be 3 questions.
We need to update the How to Awkward video at the end of the show.
People know it by now.
But if you don't get your question answered, we'll see what happens next week. But the first question from our our first question by our local denim ninja is Rorschach chest. What do you see? Is this another one from Fallout?
I don't think it's from Fallout.
Okay, well, Rigo, you're our guest. So, what does this image make you see? What does it make you feel? How can we interpret your psyche?
Chat, always feel free to pipe in.
It looks like a grunt from Halo.
Haven't played Halo.
You see the head at the arms are just right there, but it has little pistols on the side, and those are, of course, the little legs. Yeah, it looks just like a grunt from Halo 2.
Okay, fair.
Okay, I'll go next because Max is probably still thinking.
I actually have an idea, and I'm afraid that you might have the same one. But please, go first.
The pigeon from Mike Tyson Mysteries?
What? No. Oh! It could be the front view of a pigeon, and this here is actually the peak.
I mean, there's the beak. Those could be like the different colored fur for the eyes and the chest floof, and then he just has his wings out a little bit.
Yeah.
Or maybe one of those is the toothbrush he's going to ejaculate.
You really have watched too much of this show recently. If literally any Rorschach test you look at shows you this show.
No, this is only one. And by the way, it's because when I'm not watching the actual episodes, I just watch compilations of Pigeon because he's my favorite character. But no, besides that, I think I also see like a frog.
Okay. But you already said pigeon.
I'm just saying if you don't want the meme answer that came to my head.
No, it's fine. It's fine. You're getting too close to mine.
Okay, fine. What is yours?
I am seeing a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. Even with the mask, you see this line symbolizes the mask.
And turtles are not the same.
I know, but you're getting close. That's as I said.
So close.
I'm still trying to figure out who it is because so on the side, obviously there are 2 weapons, so it's a dual wielding one, so it cannot be Donatello. It cannot really be Mike because you don't grab those things in the middle. The nunchucks, you don't grab nunchucks in the middle. Or he's holding it and swinging it so fast that you see the outer ends. I guess that makes sense because it can also not be Raphael unless he has switch to two-sided mini sizes, instead of his whatever the three thingies.
Is it the girl Ninja Turtle that was around for a while?
I don't know. I never saw
it can't be a girl. It can't be a girl. There's a tiny little point in between the legs if you look really close.
Oh yeah, it cannot be a girl. He's right. I actually see it now. Yes. but yeah.
No, I'm glad to see where your eyes go. That says more than what your answer for the Rosark text was.
Oh, now I see. No. Now I finally see it. So here are those are the biggest lumps. So those are obviously the hands. And oh no, it is Michelangelo after all. He has his hands. He holds the nunchuck. For some reason, the chains are totally knotted up, and he has the rest of the nunchuck. Solved. Okay, next question.
All right, great. I'm glad we got through that. Let's see. God, Enigma, all your questions are too long.
Even to read.
Okay. Okay, Odie asks, with the coming Passover, Easter, and whatever the hell the rabbit is supposed to mean, I'm left wondering, what are some of the cultural traditions that you don't like, don't agree with, and why? Human sacrifice? I don't know.
Should it be for any holiday or specifically Easter?
I guess we should. It's today is Easter, so
so let's make it. Welcome to the Bunny Cast.
Exactly.
But okay, so just Easter. I don't want to go to church at 8 a.m. God, none of us here are Jewish, so we can't say, like, what's a Passover tradition we don't like. But, my legit answer is one of the things about Easter I don't particularly enjoy is, like, I guess it's not a tradition. It's kind of like the Christian part of Christmas, where you see all the Christians that are only Christian on the holidays come out, and it's it's like, come on, man, wear it on your sleeve. You just want the candy. You just want the candy, and you want to take cute pictures of your kids with that giant stuffed rabbit in the dress that you paid way too much for a baby. Let's face it. I'm not talking from experience of being said baby, but yeah, that's my thing. I hate people who are like the whole, oh, I'm totally a Christian. I go to church. Yeah, the 2 masses a year that you do for Easter and Christmas. Maybe you actually go to the Ash Wednesday service. So 3, but yeah. But that's mine. That was cynical. But yeah, go on ahead, Max. I think you'll be much more bright and happy.
Not really. It's pretty much like the entire timing business. So you have, especially here in Germany, I believe it's not this big of a deal. In America, you have the Carnival, which is like you get all this fucking candy, but then you only have time until Ash Wednesday to actually eat it, because then the fasten starts for 40 days, symbolizing the 40 days of Jesus in the desert, the land, and then it's Easter, and with Easter the land is over. You have all this rotten 1.5 month old candy from Carnival and get dumped with a bunch of chocolate eggs. I mean, like, come on, that's stupid.
Do you want that should be that Easter. Stupid episode for Easter next year, just ranting about chocolate cake. Okay, what about you, Rigo?
Oh man, I am so confused because I was struggling with this. I was thinking the whole time, what's something I like about Easter? What's something I don't like about the holidays or even my own religion? And like, it was hard for me to decide. It's also because I realized that I've probably been doing a lot of things incorrectly my whole life. Like for the whole 40-day thing, like I didn't know you were not supposed to eat candy, because like every time it's Ash Wednesday and I commit myself to that 40-day thing, I always had the choice to pick what I could remove.
I mean,
I chose like, I'm gonna not eat meat for 40 days, or I'm gonna not drink soda for 40 days, or I'm not gonna watch television for 40 days. And I would do that, and it would kind of teach me my little sense of discipline. It's something a little harmless, kind of like the no fapping November challenge thing that people do online. That sort of deal.
Oh no!
So
no,
I did not
November.
know that. Yeah, that one.
But to
The
say,
triple N.
So not eating candy is not the end means all that ends all. It's just the default for little naggy children, because like you for 40 days you don't eat candy. Or television is also a popular one. Like, yeah, it should be actually something. Why am I explaining Christian faith? God damn it! But
The atheist explains Christianity.
But then again, I arrived at atheism due to actually intense study of Christianity. So no, but it's actually about just being disciplined about something, taking something, a luxury you like out of your life to feel the Lent, to feel the fasten. And for many people, they just default to sweets and candy, because first of all, as a child, that's probably the worst to fasten about, and yeah. But yeah, if you mature, it might make more sense to make more sense to take something else, and not just me, an adult, don't eat candy for a few weeks. This was easy. So, but yeah, please, sorry, you go ahead.
But yeah, I don't know. I was also raised. I'm not Christian. I'm Catholic. So the Catholics tend, or at least in my family, tend to be a little more hardcore when it comes to their Easter. So they do big shebang whenever it happens. And because of that big shebang, parties and food and candy, and they have Easter egg hunts with the plastic eggs, and they put little Hershey Kisses inside them, but every now and then they sprinkle a few $50 bills, $100 bills in there. Mm-hmm. So even as like a 14-year-old kid playing with all the little kids, I'm frantically looking for the eggs every Easter egg hunt, because I'm like, I need that money.
I'm young and need the money.
Xbox.
But yeah, that's what I was doing at the age of 14. I was saving up for a new 3. But yeah, like, I don't know. It's hard for me to decide, because there's always been a really cool holiday for me. I've never stressed about it ever, and nothing really annoyed me of it. But the point that you brought up, Keyframe, is actually a very solid point. For those, I don't see it too much in my family, and I don't practice it too much, but there are legit people who do that, and I think that is very interesting. So I'm just going to double down on what you said.
Hell yeah. Okay, I'm not answering this question. I just want to say that this is a fantastic question.
Oh boy, what's happening?
No, Enigma asked me about the 2020 Scooby movie, but I know that's only something I would care about. But they were like, do you think Shaggy will be interpreted? How do you think Shaggy will be interpreted, and how nerd will he be to not just beat the villains in seconds and make the movie short?
Well, he's still scared.
Yeah, the thing is, Shaggy does have Ultra Instinct powers canonically. He just has too much cowardice. If you get rid of the cowardice, he'll beat your fucking ass up, but he's too scared. But yeah, I wasn't going to go on my rant. I'll make my own videos about that. But like, I wanted to just say, the fact the Shaggy meme is still around in this server, nice. Anyway, but the question from Enigma I'm going to ask, I don't know how to make this short, but we will make it short. Is there such thing as a necessary evil? If yes, what is your opinion, and how are these necessary evils? What is your opinion are these necessary evils that exist in our reality? If no, what grand evil committed either by a single being or group is just too much to consciously bear or believe that exists in our timeline? Well, what is with your questions? Be like 6 questions.
If yes, what is your opinion?
Wow.
Okay, look, I'm just going to say, I'm going to make my answer short. Yes, I do think there's some necessary evils in the world. Mostly, like, if you have to do something not desirable, but it's the same thing of means to an end. So, like, you have to spend a bunch of money. Means to an end. And sometimes that is a necessary evil, because you're stopping yourself from doing a bunch of things to just do this one thing. But yeah. But if you're talking about what grand evil either committed by a single being or group is just too much to consciously bear, I don't know. To me, I believe that everyone has the potential for great things, but also has the potential for great evil. We are the super conscious beings that are on the top of the food chain. What stops us from being fucking terrible people? So the things like Hitler and the KKK and all this shit, I can believe it would exist in our timeline. I don't like that it is, but shitty people.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Why don't you take the table, folks? I've been a ray of sunshine.
Necessary evil. I mean, I guess something don't go into any Buddhist areas, but I see maybe a certain aspect of balance. So like to balance stuff out, to ground stuff, because not to go intentionally political, but it's something that's on my mind. Like, I would see myself more on a liberal spectrum of on a liberal place on the spectrum. However, the extremist left is so fucking off the roof of the shards by now that you can be like, okay, having people I would normally consider like bad to kind of rein them in, this kind of stuff. So creating a balance, I don't know. But then again, you could just argue that it also goes for more extreme directions if we go extremer. So maybe this argument is invalid. I don't know. Maybe something to do. Go. Let's go back to a smaller scale. Drama people in general, I would say, hey, if you have the tendency to be all over like, oh yeah, I get off on making other people miserable or calling them out on bullshit, I question you as a person. I would not put you as evil, but I would say like, hey, if you are casual, mundane, a shitty person you could label evil. But yeah, sometimes you need those kind of people to either go after even shittier people or set your head straight, this kind of stuff. So they do the dirty work that you would not do yourself or do not want to do yourself, like digging into, actual bad stuff going on. But then again, they often also get just hung up on normal drama, which is like, guys, get a hobby that's maybe not antisocial. Anyways, is there anything left for you to add, Rigo? Sorry.
Aren't you glad you joined this podcast full of fun questions?
Exactly. The easy ones.
Oh man, no, this is a loaded question. These are the kind of questions where like you just own YouTube video to explain the whole thing yourself. And by average, I'm guessing it would be 10 to 20 minutes long.
You got 1 minute.
Or maybe it's for a TED Talk. I got 1 minute?
Yes.
Well,
just to challenge you.
I recently learned this from watching LP. This quote that I really liked came from Best Yak Yona. It was from the last week's episode. Yaks know things aren't forever. Therefore, that's why we smash and read. And I like that philosophy. Because, smashing means you're destroying stuff. It means you're breaking things. It means, tearing everything down, but rebuild afterwards. And sometimes you need a little necessary evil to break down some of the old so you could progress and create the new, whether it be breaking a relationship, There's probably some toxic people that you don't realize are toxic, and you break that relationship, but you find a new one, or you make amends and you end up being friends later. In every Disney movie, things usually have to get worse before they get better. And sometimes, like here in society, there's a lot of fights, there's a lot of drama, there's a lot of messed up people and, crazy people. But sometimes, like, it gives you a perspective on what it's like to be a good person, because a lot of the crazy people who are doing terrible things don't realize they're doing terrible things. They think they're doing the right thing. It's like, because they believe in whatever they want to believe, because we all have the choice to believe in whatever. Damn it! Is my time up?
Your time.
But either way,
you made a good point.
Yeah. Actually, a probably more concise point, like with evil being destruction, which usually gets interpreted as evil, but being a necessary step forward. Like, good shit there.
When the yak is more wise than us. Anyway, our final.
the three of us.
I guess I have one more before we go there, because I want to encourage people to be creative with their questions, and not just steal wolf heads, fuck, marry, kill all the time. Because Photon Facet asked just to inspire something new. Or was this the one you were going for anyways?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, never mind. So we are skipping Wolfhead, Fuck, Marry, Kill?
No, I don't count Fuck, Marry, Kill as a question.
Ah, okay, then sorry, I take...
It's its own mini segment.
Okay,
no.
fair. I was not aware that this...
Damn it, I was hoping to avoid
Then please
that.
Take it away, Key,
Okay.
if you were already going for that one anyways.
Question to Key and A and Y. And I guess
Rigo
also
as well.
Rigo, because he knows these three people. Rap battle / roasting. Golden Fox versus A and Y versus Silver Quill. Who wins? Who is left in shame?
You go first, Rigo. You're the list guy. You can. So, me versus Golden versus Silver Quill. Rap battle, trash talking. Who would come out victorious?
Who will make the others cry?
Damn.
We need to work.
I really hate these.
I know that this is difficult for you, because usually if you copy the Watch Mojo format, this means you ask the audience and just take their ranking as your ranking. But you have to answer yourself now.
Oh, okay. Are you already starting to put the seed in the head that you're going to be the one that's good at roasting?
Actually, no.
Well, okay, you passively did that. That says even more, doesn't it?
Well, seeing the comments section, Silver wins. So Silver is obviously going to be number one up there. You got to go by the. This is
Watchpony.com as we discuss who would win in a rap battle.
This is why I don't do Brony's top 10s anymore. I thoroughly hate putting people in numbers. Like, I don't want to put people. I could put projects, I could put songs, videos, but never people, because it literally, people could comment and they could be like, "Oh, I'm number 5. I'm totally fine with that. Thank you for having me on the list."
Dude.
But in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, are they just saying that, or do they see hate? Like, I am so worried that I piss people off with my lists sometimes that I'm scared to even publish them. In fact, that's probably why I'm antisocial. No one ever talks to me, and sometimes I feel it's fault.
Two answers to your thing. First of all, you can never fuck up as bad as your OC Sucks when they started out, because they actually took an OC, shit talked it, and the owner of the OC was in shambles and drew vent art and whatnot. They were like, "Oh fuck, we need to revamp the entire format of the show because they fucking offended the fuck out of somebody." So two more people. Oh,
you had 2 answers.
Exactly. And the second point, you have no fucking idea. Last week we needed to rank ourselves and our guest Fee for Fuck, Marry, Kill. So you got an easy one with just making a rap battle.
Yeah, but you know what? You have problems putting people in numbers. I don't. Golden versus A and Y versus Silver.
Saw that. I saw how uncomfortable all of you guys were during that Marry, Crew, Kill. You guys were all like, you guys went to some dark places.
This was fucking awkward.
Yeah.
But no, let's see, my answer. Here's the thing.
Wasting time.
Love Golden to death. He's so sensitive, he would get out first. He would not take the insults from 2 people he counts as friends. He would run away with his feeties between his legs.
You could have still described it a little bit less.
This is about roasting, isn't it? Now here's the challenge: A and Y versus Silver. First of all, both of these people don't have shame,
Very
and
true.
the other So, but this is also and Silver can take a lot of insults. He thrives on it.
Yeah.
ANY thrives on apathy and just doesn't care. So it's like two immovable forces against each other. So I guess it's whoever tires the other one out first. Which is why I say Silver would win, because ANY would become uncreative and run out of insults.
I can actually not disagree with this list at all. I would also say that Silver is also, I mean, if we were like, okay, two immovable forces, I would be like, okay, so it boils down to who can hand out better, and Silver is better with words. I just proved this. He's better with words, can think better on his feet, and has a better tendency for humor, and humor is often enough just a more friendly form of dissing. So, yeah. I completely agree with this list, but I also would say that I am probably better in taking the blows than Golden, so...
So we also agree with Golden running with his beefies between his legs.
This is your way to point it. I could also just...
But you're agreeing!
I could also imagine him losing his temper or just shutting down.
Those are better?
I don't describe it graphically, like, whatever, next question.
Just Golden.
I know, if you guys ever do it, I think it would be pretty cool.
Oh, the roast battle. The grandfathers
That'd be a fun video.
of analysis would be roast battle.
I have a horrible idea.
What's your idea?
BronyCon panel.
Yes!
Oh,
but okay. Our final segment, welcome to Fuck, Marry, Kill, the time where we make our guest even more uncomfortable than what they already were being on the show. Today, our lovely Wolfhead, our fourth beetle of the Awkward Cast, even though there's only two hosts, says, Big Daddy Wolf is back in the saddle again, boys. Fuck, marry, kill. Yoda from Star Wars, Golem from Lord of the Rings, and Dobby from Harry Potter. This got 3 dab emojis by both the hosts and Odie. So this is going to be good.
Did somebody say Deb?
Here you go. Come on. You gotta do it.
Yes!
Yes!
Screenshot of the century.
But no, okay. So let's start with our guest. Who would you fuck, marry, kill? Yoda or Dobby?
Go last.
Maybe show him how it's done.
Guest request, you can go last.
Fair.
I will go first for once.
Oh.
Also, because my phone is on low battery and I didn't bring my charger, so we need to make this quick.
Oh boy.
Okay, I would probably marry Yoda because, well, he's a Jedi, and when he inevitably dies, I can get his lightsaber.
The fucking gold digger again.
I'm sorry, with a face like Yoda's, you have to do gold digging.
Haven't you learned from the last time? Like, she literally said that she does not necessarily agree with marriage.
So
I
gold
know.
digging is my option.
But
She figured out.
Yeah.
But she always does the gold digging. Always.
Yeah, unless it's someone I
That's
like.
because she's playing the game the way she plays it.
I married you because I thought that you would be cool. So
Your fault.
yeah.
But yeah, so
my fault.
you married
but yeah,
somebody.
Then I will kill Dobby because he dies off me.
Shit, this is off my answer. Now I need to come up with a new one.
And then I'll fuck Gollum because if he ever wants to brag about it, I'll just throw a ring into the lava and he'll just die that way. Okay, Max, your turn.
Oh. Okay, okay. I needed to think on my feet because I also wanted to kill Dobby because it's canonically correct, but then again, all 3 die. All three die. They just don't get killed all. But yeah, okay. I can think on my feet. So, I marry Dobby because first of all, he's basically unfuckable. You cannot look at Dobby and be like, I want to fuck this. I mean, he is the innocence in person.
I'm sure there's some people that do.
But he is a house elf. You have seen my flat keyframe. I fucking need a house elf.
Yes, you do.
This is my solution. I finally somebody cleans my place up, and he can even teleport when I forget something and be like, Dobby, I forgot my charger at home. Ooh, master, Dobby brings charger. Perfect. So yeah. If somebody...
Oh Lord, I should not have looked that up.
That's... Oh no, you looked up Dobby porn.
Oh God, did you look up Dobby? Oh
On
man.
rule34.com, there's 27 results to Dobby.
I don't. I just don't. But yeah, here's also the thing why you actually have to marry Dobby, because he's a free house elf now. So how else do you get him bound to you after he got freed? Well, marrying, easy. So this was my marry. Yeah, now it gets difficult. No, it actually doesn't. So
they're all with Hermione. Why?
God damn! Stop looking.
Anyway,
Stop. Yes, please.
Anyway,
stop
continue.
Yes. So I already married Dobby. I am not going to fuck Gollum. I'm not sure what's wrong with you. I kill Gollum because Yoda.
Oh my gosh, it's still mine.
Yoda,
It's still
fuck.
mine.
Yoda is a fucking master with the lightsaber. And he is 800 years old. This dude has been around. This dude has experience. So I am going to fuck Yoda.
Max, I know what your euphemisms are supposed to mean. However, you kind of just implied that you want a giant sword made of hard light that can cut people's hands off up your ass.
Are you kink shaming me?
No, I'm afraid you want to kill yourself through anal relapse.
Anyways, Rigo, your answer.
Yeah.
Now after hearing the two of us doing our worst.
And well, to clarify
you do-
something, Keyframe also realized, what if ANY's butthole is somehow saber proof? What if that possibility could happen?
He uses the
What if it
force to
resists?
just widen it a bit. But no, okay, continue.
Could we please not
Exactly.
keep talking about that?
You caused this
I
yourself.
know, but you're keeping it going. Please, Rigo, your answer.
And watch, Keyframe, if you refresh page 34, rule 34, and you look up lightsaber, you'll find a picture with ANY with the saber on the spot. Just give that a couple of minutes.
You're avoiding answering
Yes,
the
he is.
question.
He's trying
Come on.
he knows the format of the show, and he's trying to throw out as
Is there any
many
time-
awkward
Doug-
He's trying to throw out as many awkward lines as possible so that we stop the show, but this doesn't work, my friend.
Come on, Rigo, just answer.
Would-
Yoda, Gollum, or
Say this
Dobby?
very it's awkward. Isn't it awkward?
No,
Okay,
come on,
fine.
answer the question.
Not that easy.
It's because literally I was thinking about it the whole time, and literally ANY stole my idea. Like, I want to kill Gollum because Gollum kind of has nothing to provide. Dobby does have some services to provide. He could be cleaning, cooking. He's a house elf. So yes, I would marry Dobby as well, kill Gollum, and the only option left is to fuck Yoda. But I would say this though: if I had the bragging rights of fucking Yoda, I would have the respect of every single Jedi. Like, no Jedi would want to fuck with me. 'cause
Okay.
I'll tell them, hey,
That is a point
That's
I
a
didn't
better
think of.
point than being skilled
Hey.
with a lightsaber,
God
Max.
fucking damn it. But yeah, Rigo, I hope you enjoyed your time here. I mean, if you would sum it up, how was it for you?
it was delightfully awkward.
A and Y and Key say hi to the people in the chat. The memes are seen on this live stream as they talk about random grabs. Time for awkward gags. It's the awkward. Random guests and funny gags on the awkward gags. It's the awkward. Artwork and analysis which you do not want to miss on awkward.